Hey everybody, welcome to another movie trivia Schmoedown reaction here on Dedicated to Arts. Case is not with us, so I'm in the hosting chair today. The Cosmic Knight here, Nico Suave Regoli, joined by the Skywalker, Chris Doman. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. Normally I don't wear this hat on reaction videos, but, I got some stuff in my hair, and it's not coming out, so I gotta cover it up for right now.
As someone who has a regular membership card to the Bag Hair Day Club, I feel you on that. But enough about that. We got ourselves another qualifier match for the upcoming Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament. Paul Preston, he did so well in his last match, even though it was a loss to Lon Harris, that they're giving him another opportunity to qualify for the tournament as he takes on fellow 1-1 competitor David Del Rio, who had a great debut against Whitney Seibold, but had a rocky sophomore appearance against Liz Shannon Miller. For me, this match is up in the air. It could go either way. It's all dependent on the questions, but I will say that Paul Preston, he looked better in he looked a little bit better in his two matches than I'd say David did. But then again, one had the sophomore slump and one didn't. It was just a matter of that last question coming to bite him in the butt. So if I gun to my head, if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Paul Preston, but by the slimmest of margins.
And look, for me, it's David Del Rio. I want some fresh blood, and I want some new characters in this league. And don't get me wrong, like, I get why Paul Preston has his fans, and seriously, Paul, I would love to have you on the Who Cares Anime podcast every Friday night live at 7:30 Central. But I sort of feel like we've seen a few members with his kind of character, that I don't know. I feel like if Del Rio gets in, the league's gonna get shaken up a little bit. We're gonna get some spice going here, and I want to go with the ballsier choice, because with David, I don't know where his run would go. Whereas with Paul, like, we're all pretty sure he'd get past the first round, maybe wouldn't get past round 2, but David, we don't know. So I guess I'm just saying, like, I want a little more of the unknown versus the known factor of Paul. And that's also because we've seen Paul now literally like 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row. So I'm just a little overexposed. Sorry, Paul. Nothing personal.
Well, I guess we shall see whether or not it will be character or skill. Will we get a new star, or will one who's been getting a lot of camera service finally make the most of it in this match? We shall find out. Are you ready to hit play in 3, 2, 1? Then.
Wait, what? Wow.
I'm sorry. I set up the countdown early. My bad.
Jeebus.
I'm off my game today.
Yeah, you are. So have you actually started?
No. I was just saying, are you ready to hit play in 3, 2, 1? And I was waiting for you to say yes, and I would say, then let's press play in 3, 2, 1.
He's still learning how to do this, folks. We're gonna press play on this in 3, 2, 1, play.
My man.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Oh, dear.
You all say that I don't do anything nice for you. That I don't have the best interests of the Schmoedown at heart.
You don't.
That makes me sad. We all know that the Shire Wolves are going to retire. Those two lovely ladies are getting long
My
in the
heart.
tooth. They
Yeah,
want to be
thanks
gone
for
from the
reminding
game.
me,
I
you jerk.
understand. If the Shire Wolves successfully defend their title against corruption, I'm going to do something nice for you. Those titles are then vacated, and I am going to put them up for grabs at the team's tournament, which of course means that the family, my family, our family, more importantly, your family,
I'm not related to them.
can take those titles.
I'm
We
definitely
can take
related
them
to
wherever
them.
we want to go. Bye.
So basically, he's just telling us something we kind of already knew was going to happen.
And like, I need another reminder that the Shire Wolves are breaking up, because my heart's, not hurting enough from that as is.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Yeah, we can actually hear music.
We have here today. I smell something in the air,
man, I wanted to
Danielle,
sing
and
a
it's
little
not
more.
just your cinnamon Altoids. It is playoff season is almost upon us. We have a tournament qualifier here today. The winner is going to get into the Ultimate Schmoedown playoff, but this match comes with a twist. Tell us about it, Ms.
All
Bradford.
right, so look, you've got two incredibly talented people. They're both vying to get into this tournament. However, with Mr. Diamond,
Diamond Dave's got a little bit of an issue, I would say.
he has a
What?
conflict wherein he's not going to be able to actually go into the tournament. His entire purpose of being in this match, he just wants to get rid of Paul.
Yeah, he
What?
just wants to get rid of Paul the Powder Keg
Okay.
Preston because
Never mind,
Preston's been
David,
talking
win
a lot
this.
of smack back and
So
forth.
much smack.
A lot of it's gone Diamond David Del Rio's
Huh.
way, and as we all know, Diamond Dave, that's my favorite nickname in all of Schmoedown.
great
And
name.
Diamond Dave, he's a very successful working actor. He's actually, does stuff outside of just reading books about movies all
So
day.
this match is basically just to play the
I'll tell
spoiler.
you when I find out. And he is not going to be available for the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament. And so he just wants to win today and then give the place to somebody else. And that somebody else, he wants to not be named Powder Keg. Paul Preston is here to assert his dominance and get into the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament because, Danielle, you know as a sports and wrestling enthusiast better than anybody, all you have to do is get into the dance. All you got to do is get your foot in the door, and then you could end up with a title shot.
You could absolutely end up with the title shot, and
at
what
Paige.
Diamond wants is most definitely for Paul not to be in it. He doesn't care who it might wind up being. He just knows he doesn't want it to be Paul, and that, my
Hint,
friends,
go watch
is
Fight With
my
My
kind of
Family.
petty.
It is a great smack talk, and the competitors had no shortage of that in their pregame interview.
I feel like my brain is half off today.
Yeah, not feeling too good. This loss to Lon Harris, the professor.
And your winner!
The madman
Words
could not
about
do it.
Fancy schmancy movies with French names. I didn't know that would mean anything here. This whole thing is a travesty. The fact that I got to play another game is a joke.
Oh, yes, I am feeling it. Took Whitney Seibold out. I got a little scratch from Liz Shannon Miller, but now I'm here to play. I'm just so glad to be back to play, and I'm hungry.
I know I got to play this David Del Rio guy, and I'm onto him. Look, I'm a brainiac. He's trying to hide behind that name, David Del Rio. I got you, pal. David of the River. I know exactly who you are. I spelled it out. I put it out in front of me, and there it is. And I know how to come at you, right? I'm Meryl Streep, right in that river, getting shit done.
People have said that I'm, the Hispanic
Africa
version of Lon
reference.
Harris.
Well
Lon
done.
Harris is what they call me. So I'm actually not surprised that the Powder Keg would lose to someone like Lon because I feel like he's going to lose to somebody like me today.
What? He's not even going to be in the match if he wins?
If I win today, I'm working for the rest of the year, so I won't be here for the rest of the season. But when I win, then I'll be saving everybody the annoyance of having the Powder Keg in the same room.
I can't believe this. Listen, if I win, here's my pledge to you as listeners and watchers of the Schmoedown. I win, I'm going to show up. I'm going to move on. And I'm going to take on the next guy. I'll take on all the Harris breed. You can't throw too many Harrises at me. I'll take on Lon Harris, John Harris, Ed Harris, Rosemary Harris. I don't care. I'll beat them all. I'll beat David Del Harris.
Not me.
It's on.
Well done.
I mean, the loudest one in the room is the weakest, so I'm very, very excited. Powder Keg, all I have to say is bring your baby powder on.
Diamond
Ooh.
David Del Rio, at the end of the day, you're going to be cubic zirconia. Boom.
That was a good burn to finish off on. I enjoy a nice geology joke.
See, that's what I love about this.
You mean
is that
geography.
it's you can feel
No, geology.
that it's
Cubic
always
zirconium,
competitive
diamonds.
around the
Oh,
movie Trivia
right.
The study
Schmoedown
of rocks.
But when you
Sorry,
start
I'm-
thinking about the Ultimate Schmoedown, our annual
Now
tournament,
my
we will
brain's
determine
fried because
possibly
I just got
a
done doing a
number one
ton
contender,
of trivia.
a runner-up, or somebody who could eventually be wearing a belt. It's so exciting to see who's going to get into it. Now, back in the old days, Danielle, it was, hey, can we find
though I've
8 or
been
16
helping
competitors to do it?
Chandru
Now,
Oh.
there's people from all corners of different planets that want to compete. So now we have to have these qualifying matches, and it makes it a lot of fun for us up here at the desk.
Oh, there are so many people that you actually had to drag me over from Screen Junkies.
Well, it's very interesting you bring up Screen Junkies because your friend over there, Lon Harris, him and Paul Preston have somewhat of a history together.
Very contentious.
Get into that when it comes time for the match. In the meantime, we do have a tale of the tape. These gentlemen, both good at various portions of movie trivia Schmoedown know-how. Danielle, what would you say their strengths are?
Well, with Paul, it's going to be directors, the 80s,
Making
shirts
shirts
at
at
the
the
mall. He's a
mall.
man who loves his puffy paint. And for
He does make very good mall kiosk
it's very
t-shirts.
good mall kiosk shirts. I'm sure he has something where Bart Simpson is black. And with David the Diamond Del Rio.
What?
That's the line of the match.
What?
We can all go home.
With David the Diamond Del Rio, we've got Oscars, actresses, and actors, and Van Halen frontmen.
I just put that
There's
in there
like
because of
5.
David
There's
Lee
at
Roth.
least 5, right? There's
Yeah.
David Lee Roth.
Then you got Sammy, then you got Gary,
Sammy,
then
then you got
back
Gary,
and forth.
and-
And anyway, Diamond Dave, maybe that's what he's doing this fall, touring with them instead of being the Ultimate Schmoedown. Will he earn the
Tequila.
spot? Will Paul be in the Ultimate Schmoedown? We are about to find out. Danielle, are you ready to go?
I am so ready.
Then it is time for the movie Trivia
Schmoedown.
Schmoedown. Throaty crowd here today in a playoff atmosphere style match. Introducing first. Representing the movie guys with a record of 1-1.
I mean, you can hate
he
Paul
is
Preston, but his
Paul
music is
the
great.
Powder Keg Preston. And his movie guy cohorts, he's actually.
Ah,
He
he-
has cut the
It's a
ribbon.
ribbon cutting
I
ceremony.
don't know what
here.
the set has been here. I don't know what they're blessing or christening.
By Grubthar's
But I
hammer,
guess
let
it
this
involves
match
a ribbon.
begin.
Wow, okay. Sporting a Yaphet Kodo shirt.
The answer is Mac and me.
We
are
haven't
not-
asked a question yet. Not even gotten to
We
the
haven't? Oh.
question answering portion
that-
of the show.
portion
You
of
haven't
the
started.
program, but he's got his whey protein.
If it was Marley and me, the Kingsman would feel something.
I feel like he will. Also, Mac and Me, I saw that before E.T.
It's an adorable movie. Well, you went in reverse order. And his opponent,
Diamonds are forever.
with a record of 1-1,
Classic.
he is Diamond David Del Rio. There's Diamond Dave.
Where's he going?
No,
He
the
has
stage is
taken a
going.
lap around the
Oh,
studio,
it's good to see you.
flat-handing
It's good to
the
see
competitor.
you.
Patrick Campbell in the audience.
And there he's back on stage, and the crowd seeming to love the showmanship from Diamond Dave, and Paul Preston is perplexed.
You bow after the performance.
I feel like he would have shaken everyone's hand had we had the time.
That's right. Diamond Dave is such a nice smile, hidden by the mustache, and he comes around, shakes everybody's hand. So, David Del Rio, Paul Preston, two varying styles here today, gentlemen. Let me give you the breakdown of the rules in round number
Basically, how
1.
this
And a
works is
reminder that this
Chris
is
is gonna get a
tournament
perfect
qualifying
round.
match. So the winner
I'm here too.
gets into the Ultimate Schmoedown,
If he doesn't get a
or
perfect round, it's
will
because he just
defer to
competed,
somebody else
and I'm apparently half awake today.
in the Ultimate Schmoedown.
Oh man, I bet David drinks tap water.
He's just going tap water. That's
He's
a
a
very
man of the
confident
people.
young man. In round number 1, you're going to hear 8 questions from 8 different
I'm gonna
corners
crack
of
up
the
if one of the
movie
questions
Trivia
that I got
Schmoedown
asked
Galaxy.
winds
Each
up in
question
this match.
is worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no.
I mean, if
steal.
Jeremy
Round
Adams
number
wrote them,
1,
then
each
I
question's
wouldn't be
worth, like I said,
surprised
1
if
point. As soon as we
that
ask the
happened.
question,
He doesn't write
you have
for
about
the
15
face-off,
seconds
though.
to write down your best attempt
True,
at
but
an
he does
answer
write for the
on
Schmoedown.
whiteboard in front of you. Once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show what you wrote on the whiteboard. At the same time, you reveal your answer into the microphone.
We recently faced
Each
Jeremy
competitor
Adams
has 3
and Sandy.
usages of the JTE
Yes, we did.
throughout the duration of the match.
I can't.
We pulled off.
Your
Somehow.
his cohort JTE.
Some
If you didn't
effing
hear
how
a
we
question right, you need to buy yourself
Yes.
some time. You want us to repeat the question, use a JTE.
And you'll see how we did in our title opportunity against
at any point
the Arkham Knights at some point this weekend.
Diamond Dave,
Unless there's another editing mishap.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right, and Paul, the Powder Keg Preston, what flavor of whey protein are you supporting today?
Chocolate.
Oh yeah, chocolate.
Like we're not out of chocolate,
Chocolate.
so it's here.
I
we're out.
remember when they
Always
first made
Quote Homer Simpson,
chocolate.
Marge, we're out of vanilla.
I always
chocolate,
hated it.
strawberry ice
Look, we'll
cream.
never be out of chocolate as long as I'm.
You
on this
rub
list.
it on your skin and it makes you live forever.
Live forever, you say.
Okay.
Stop rubbing.
It's almost like we have chocolate ice cream, and then I'm like the vanilla.
SpongeBob
It's
references.
like a swirl. We're swirling.
Ben and Jerry's reverse chocolate. Anybody?
I had some Ben and Jerry's earlier.
With action adventure, and to do that will be my partner in crime, Miss Danielle Radford. The first question is upon us.
In Independence Day, who plays the eccentric alcoholic former fighter? In Independence Day, who plays the eccentric alcoholic former fighter pilot Russell Case, who insists he was abducted by aliens?
I'm going to guess that
you actually know this one?
Probably one of those people.
I'm taking a guess.
Oh, you already wrote too
No,
much.
he's going. He's already got his canned goods ready.
can
They
already
gonna meet
tell.
them
Sorry, Nico.
aliens.
And your duct tape. And we go to 5, 4, 3,
Just turn it.
2, 1.
Jeff
Down.
Goldblum.
And Dave,
Quaid.
did you have the answer?
Randy Quaid.
Damn it.
You certainly got it as Paul Preston.
Could Danielle repeat the question? No. Randy Quaid.
It is Randy Quaid,
I apologize.
Cousin Eddie, from all those great vacation movies as well. Your next category comes from the world of directors. And your query. Who directed Ingrid Bergman and Gregory Peck in the classic drama Spellbound?
This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes, anyway, back to this Area 51.
I'd
Hmm.
say
I'm so into
parts
it.
of this
I'm gonna
movie
go,
are
like,
quite
literally, look,
psycho.
I would go
aliens
to
are
watch
fam.
them. I would go
Oh.
to watch, to spectate them.
They really think they can
welcome.
just get in. I'm really excited. They forgot about mountains. I know that none of them brought shade.
Pens down. Powder Keg, what do you got?
Alfred
Sorry,
Hitchcock.
Mark. Alfred Hitchcock.
He got Alfred Hitchcock, and does David tie him?
Alfred Hitchcock.
He certainly
Alright.
does. Tied at 2, and we're off and running with our next question.
God, we need more Schmoedown
All right,
questions.
this is going to be in the category of animated. Which Disney animated film has characters named Flounder and Scuttle?
Gee.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Does friend of the show
Disney.
Chris
I like the
Engel
big Disney
like
eyes.
this movie?
That's how I knew I liked
Wait a minute. Oh shoot, I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
Eyes make me want to protect you.
3, 2.
Except I used a different
I
word.
have big eyes. Pens down. We go to David.
Little Mermaid.
Little
It
Mermaid.
is the Little
I almost
Mermaid.
wrote Finding Nemo,
And
but I got
Flounder
I
as
fixed it.
well. Flounder
Plus, that's
and
Pixar.
Scuttle. 2 very forgotten characters. In
Oh, everyone hates them.
do they really?
Yeah, they're trash.
They're no Sebastian. Your next question comes from the world of rom-coms. That stands for a romantic comedy.
Rom-coms, dude. That's my
And
Sebastian.
Your question is, what
Thanks.
actress won a date with Josh Duhamel in 2004's Win a Date with Tad Hamilton? I
Think of
read
the
that
name,
wrong.
isn't
I
it?
think I'm wrong here, but I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark.
Tad Hamilton.
There it is. There it is.
I used to call
Win a
him
date
Josh
with Tad
Duhamel,
Hamilton.
and I didn't know him.
Damel?
Played by Josh Duhamel.
3,
He married Fergie.
2,
Or
She has
Duhamel.
humps.
1. 2 points for
Okay, that's
Danielle.
Yeah.
Pens
Oh, I
down,
said
going to
Cameron Diaz.
Paul first. What do you got?
I am not sure. Kristen Bell?
It is not Kristen Bell. Does David have it for the lead?
Kate Bosworth.
He got it.
Oh! Bosworth.
4 to 3. Diamond pulls ahead by 1, and he's
Wrong
got a
Kate.
Perfect round halfway through. Numero
2006 Superman
uno.
Returns,
Your next
not-
question.
All right, in the world of fantasy sci-fi, an immortal warrior, played by Christopher Lambert, that's important, silent T, can be the only one in what 1986 film?
You know, when I was a kid, it was just I grew up in Virginia. It was Christopher Lambert.
Of course. it
Why,
was
why am I
Christopher
blanking on this?
And then
I
Colbert
heard-
came around, and then we learned better.
Thank
You
look,
Scotland.
You learn better. So you
Just
can
think
be
of
better, but you
Scotland.
can't be
Think
better
of
at
Oh!
Scotland, and you can get the answer from that.
Inspirational word.
What do they call certain areas?
I got it. I got it.
All right.
Highlander.
Highlander.
It is
Highlander.
Highlander.
There can be only one,
Highlander.
but 2 gentlemen got it right.
There it is. Also, he will always be my Raiden. I don't care. He will
that's-
always be Raiden to me.
Very accurate ethnic casting with Christopher Lambert as
Super.
Raiden in Mortal Kombat.
I need some
It's
coffee
okay
or
that his
something.
forehead peeled off. We're fine.
Your next question comes from the world of comedies.
Ha.
All right. And your next question. In comedies, who stars as Rusty Griswold in 2015's Vacation?
Ooh.
Yeah, crowd ain't laughing anymore, are they?
No,
No,
'cause
'cause
none
this
of us
movie
have been able
sucks,
to afford a
and this
vacation
actor
since 2015.
only
but
had, like, one
hey,
good
we're
movie.
all poor.
Whoa!
2.
You guys
actually.
can't see it, but Danielle pulled her suspenders forward to accentuate the joke.
Oh man, I have a dress and suspenders. I should have
4,
worn it.
3, 2, 1.
There
Pens
it is.
down. We are going to go to the powder keg first. Did you have
Oh, I
it?
wrote Ed Harris. Damn
It
it.
is not Anthony Michael Hall.
That is right,
but we
but
cannot
not
give
the
a
right
point.
answer. But
Helms.
you are
Do you
correct.
know it, Diamond?
No,
It's
but
It's not Ed Helms either.
It is Ed Helms.
Oh, it is.
Damn it.
It is Ed Helms.
Wrong Ed.
That is
son of a-
genuine surprise.
You make a Kate
Yeah,
mistake, I
he
make
did
an
not
Ed
know.
mistake.
In a league fraught with competitors having fun with hijinks, he actually did not know that he had the correct
David, keep
answer.
it up.
It's weird to see someone who is right but not wearing
No,
sunglasses.
you
How
can
do
do
we? I'm very confused. How do I know you're right if you're just wearing regular glasses? All right, and our next question comes in the realm of horror/thriller. In Hereditary, who plays Annie Graham, a miniaturist artist? Got that in the first take.
That was one take.
My mom and
watching
sister
at home.
hated this movie.
They're
Danielle
wrong.
had to ask the questions. I could get Hereditary.
They think the plot makes absolutely no sense.
They're super wrong.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens
They're
down,
talking
go,
about
you.
Hereditary.
Tony Collette.
It
Tony
is
Collette.
Collette.
Also, not Anthony Michael Hall. Tony Collette.
There it is.
Should have won. the Oscars.
Hereditary, more like
Should've been
her
nominated
bed
for-
is scary.
Oh, wow.
It's the worst.
Danielle Radford is on fire today. You can
I'm
catch her
tired. Danielle
on
Radford
an
is on tired.
upcoming Viking cruise ship. Your next question and your last question, round number
You and
one,
both
is a
Danielle would
Patreon
use one.
question. The following question comes from Michael Campbell.
Hey!
Hey!
Michael Campbell.
You want to make it to
as
the
I call
Schmoedown?
Anthony
Team up
Michael
with
Hall
him,
Campbell.
and then never
Thank
have a
you for
match with him
supporting
as
the
your
show.
partner.
You can check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon
Campbell?
at home. Select which tier is right for you. Maybe someday on a future
Please,
show.
for the love of
Danielle
God,
or I will say
get
your name
into
on the
the
air
Movie
like we
Trivia
just did
Face-Off
for
singles
Michael
tournament
Campbell. Danielle, he
and
wanted
get
a
to the
question
semifinals
in the
so I can see
category
you there.
of dramas.
Yeah.
No shortage of that.
I have
here
a
today.
tough row
And
myself,
his
but I better
question
see you
is,
there.
in what film does Tom Wilkinson play Kirsten Dunst's boss and romantic interest?
That's weird, right?
Bit of an age gap.
Kind of gross. Don't.
What does Kirsten Dunst look like?
That's fine. Just like she works for you. That's weird and gross.
Decades, too.
And who the hell is Tom Wilkinson?
There are not many decades in your
Two.
age.
One.
I have questions.
Pens down. We go to Paul first. What do you got?
I don't care if it's too late.
Crazy beautiful.
It is not crazy beautiful. Does Diamond Dave have it?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
He's
Mind.
got
it.
I was literally writing it
point
down.
lead, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect round for Diamond David Del Rio. 8 out of 8 points, and so now he pitched a perfect round. He gets a
Look
bonus
at you,
question.
David.
Diamond, this is asked just to you. You don't need to write this one down. Danielle's going to
Oh,
ask
watch
you a
everyone.
question.
Nico is
You can
letting out
simply
Luna.
Give your best attempt at an
Yes,
answer
yes, I am.
into the microphone.
Bonus question. Which actor plays Priest Valen, father of Leonardo DiCaprio's
Liam
character
Neeson.
in Gangs of New York?
May I check my phone, please?
What?
It is not
That's
allowed
not
even
actually
for a bonus question.
Very
like
good.
I can't even check my phone,
Very
and
good.
I'm not
But you do have
playing.
5
It's
seconds.
like right here.
Liam Neeson.
Oh, we got Liam Neeson. He had it. Had it in there, and so that's
Look at
what
you.
happens when you have a good round from
Now,
Paul
is he
Preston,
gonna get
but
to
you
check
have a
his phone,
perfect
or-
round, and the bonus, the cherry on top of the proverbial
Well,
Sunday
hopefully
there
not.
for Diamond David Del Rio, 9 to 5. He's got a 4-point gash. He has opened up as we head into round number 2. That is the wheel round. The wheel of
What if
fate,
the match
doom,
suddenly
and
ended in like
justice. On
Subras
that
Sharma
wheel are
fashion,
10
where
different
David Del Rio has to
categories
answer a
in 10
phone
different
call and
corners
then
of
leave
Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
right
You
in the
know how
middle of the
you also
match?
have what every competitor wants
Well,
to
it's not
spinner's
like getting
choice,
a
and what every
text on your
competitor
phone that
fears
says,
opponent's
hey, there's
choice.
a tornado
Each
about
competitor
4
gets to
miles from
spin
your
at the
house.
wheel.
Get to
Whatever
your effing
category
basement,
eventually
you
settle
idiot.
on, you get 4 questions from said genre.
We're not gonna
Each
get
question
any of those
costs 2
today, are we?
points.
No,
There's
no,
no
it
penalty
is
for missing a
bright,
question.
sunny out
However,
today.
stealing is
Hoorah.
available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer.
Were you trying
At
to
that
do
point,
a
the value of the
Chino
question
right
goes
there?
down to 1 point.
Hoo-ah!
Rules as I have.
No, I
read
was
them,
trying
as
to
they
do
all
just a
came
regular
from memory.
hoorah
David Del
You're
Rio.
very
instead of
smart.
hooray.
Oh, thank you. You can spin, or you can defer to Mr. Preston.
Go
We'll
first.
I'll spin.
Good
Diamond
job.
Dave.
All right.
Put the pressure on him.
Step on up there, spin from the
The
wheel.
side, not from the pegs.
Not the pegs.
No pegging.
And that's just a
No
nice,
pegging.
smooth. That was just
Danielle.
well,
a
welcome to
nice
Schmoedown After Dark.
Maple syrup pouring on pancakes kind of spin. And I am hungry. Uh-oh, but
Uh-oh.
did
No,
you get a bonus
no.
point, Danielle?
Okay. Oh,
Got famous actors and actresses.
Whoa!
I think that's one of his
That's
preferred
his-
categories.
Come on.
Weird pun, but that's his wheelhouse.
All right.
Come
I
on.
see what that was.
I did. It's 2
That's all
things.
about.
Go for it.
It's one
4.
thing, but I made it
17 to
2.
5. Let's
All right,
make it
well, you also
happen.
get to ask him his questions in the world of actors and actresses. Again, you're gonna get 4 in this round. Each one's worth 2 points.
All right, number 1. This 2015 holiday comedy stars Diane Keaton and John Goodman as a divorcing couple and Timothée Chalamet, yes, as one of their grandchildren.
The fuck?
Can't put that.
Where is this movie?
5, 4.
Multiple choice, please.
Like who, what,
Okay,
when, where,
is it
and why
A,
is this
Love the
movie?
Coopers? Is it B, Arthur Christmas? Is it C, Almost Christmas?
No.
Or is it D, The Best Man Holiday?
I think it's almost Christmas.
No, it's not that. I think it's A.
Almost Christmas.
It's incorrect. So for the steal,
Well,
powder
I'm
keg,
wrong.
your options once again in multiple choice: A, Love the Coopers; B, Arthur Christmas; C, Almost Christmas; or D, The Best Man Holiday.
Love the Coopers.
That's a point
That is correct.
for the powder
Okay,
keg,
got that one.
and that is a huge steal as we kick off round number 2. It does go back to Diamond Dave for his next question in the world of actors and actresses.
Okay. What film had a star-studded cast that included Oprah Winfrey, Cuba Gooding Jr., Common, Tessa Thompson, and David Oyelowo?
Oh,
Lee Daniels, The Butler.
yeah. No.
Incorrect.
No.
Looking for
Selma.
a steal for 2 points.
Oh,
We
yeah,
do
it
not
is
provide you
Selma.
with multiple choice.
Can you repeating it or no?
You can use the JTE rule if you'd like the question repeated.
Oh.
We only repeat the options.
Oh, copy that.
And you have 5 seconds.
Yeah, repeat the question.
Always
What
pay
black
attention.
ass film had a star-studded cast that included Oprah Winfrey, Cuba Gooding Jr., Common, Tessa Thompson, and David Oyelowo?
Selma.
That's correct. That is the black ass film.
2 questions, 3 points, and they haven't gone to the person who's won actors and actresses. They have gone to his opponent, Paul Powderkeg Preston. He's gotten steals, and we've never seen a round where it's all steals, but that's what's happening so far.
Dave.
2 more questions, going back to Diamond Dave for his third and penultimate one in this category, Danielle. He needs to get one right.
Who directed and stars in 1993's The Man Without a Face?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
That is correct.
And he's got,
There we go.
that's
Now he's
the
back on
Diamond
track.
Dave
That's the Diamond Dave
that
that we
we're
know.
accustomed to seeing here.
All right, and one more. In what movie did Sybil Shepherd make her feature film debut?
The Last Picture Show.
Taxi Driver.
Incorrect. So for the
Incorrect.
steal, for 2 points,
No,
both in
no.
1.
The Last Picture Show.
That is
Son of a
That
bitch.
is one of the more
Forgot which
impressive
one
round
came
2
first.
performances I've ever seen, Danielle. What makes it so impressive is that Paul Powderkeg Preston did not spin the wheel. They
Nope.
were not his questions. He just got 5 points in steals from Diamond Dave. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Jan, if Frankie Numbers can correct me if I'm wrong, but what a round for him. Not Diamond Dave's best in a category that he feels comfortable with. So now Powderkeg is going to step up after he hydrates.
Oh, that's got to be a rough one for David, considering
a
how
tough one to
much he
come
was
back
trying
from.
to keep Paul out of this game.
The
Oh,
wheel,
you can.
not the
I'll talk
peg.
all day. You can go ahead and spin.
All right.
Yeah, this game's over.
All right, we do have a sponsored slice there on the wheel.
Ooh. Oscars.
Oscar
movies. All right.
Close to our Patreon sponsored slice of 2000s. If Paul Preston would like to keep Oscar movies, he's going to keep
And
it.
he's taking it.
He is going to keep Oscar movies. Oscar movies. These are 4 questions about the MTV Movie Awards.
Best kids. Who did that go to?
Oscars, 4 questions. Each one's worth 2 points. And your first question of 4. Abigail Breslin received her first Oscar nomination for her supporting role in what 2006 film?
Little Miss Sunshine.
2 points. And Powderkeg has the lead. All right, your next question. Currently enjoying a 1-point lead. Susan Sarandon has won her only Academy Award for her role in what film?
Dead Man Walking.
2 more points. Wow. All right, your next question. This is your
Well,
penultimate
F
one
me.
in round number 2. All the President's Men lost to which film for Best Picture at the Academy Awards?
Rocky.
Multiple choice.
I can provide that. Is it A, Network, B, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, C, Rocky, or D, Taxi Driver? And we're going to go to 5, 4, 3,
B.
2. You said repeat. B is incorrect. So I'm going to give you your options, Diamond Dave. Is it A, Network, B, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, C, Rocky, or D, Taxi Driver?
Rocky. Please.
He gets the steal.
Please.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Network.
Both incorrect. Looking for Rocky.
You would think.
Looking for Rocky.
You would think.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
1976.
All right, Sam.
All right, your last question. Paul
Peanut
Powder
Gallery chiming in the
has
background.
taken a 3-point lead, largely on the strength of
What
his
is it,
steals
multiplex
of
match?
Diamond Dave's category, famous actors and actresses. And now he is fielding his own questions in the world of Oscars. His last one. How many Academy Awards did The Shape of
A
Water
lot.
in 2018?
5. Actually, score, director, picture.
Five,
What?
I think it's actually only
3, 2.
4.
That is 2 points for Paul Preston. I don't know that he knew that
Very
answer.
impressive.
I think he did.
I think he knew it was a number.
Very
He knew
impressive.
it was no. Well, we all
I think he knew it was between 1 to 10.
look.
but I'm
Numbers
not sure
are hard.
He was
We're not
aware.
gonna.
That was an
Wow.
incredible. I don't know where he pulled that answer from, what body part it was hiding under.
It was
but
in the protein.
he got it, and the chocolate-flavored protein paid off to the tune of a 5-point lead.
Always
for
bet on chocolate.
Paul, the powder cake Preston, going into. round number
Danielle, you
3.
are a
We could
national
have an upset
treasure.
on our hands, and even more so than that, Danielle, we could have a contender in the ultimate Schmoedown emerging. What is your make so far of round number 1 and 2? Certainly a playoff.
We've
match.
seen people come
Well,
back
these
from
were
this
amazing,
type of
and I don't think
deficit.
you can discount either of these opponents, but I
Nope.
feel like Diamond David has got to be disappointed. His entire goal of going into this match
Mm-hmm.
was to make sure that Paul Preston did not get ahead.
Doesn't like
and
him.
All that Paul Preston has been doing is getting ahead. I don't know if there's something special inside that protein. I don't know what's going on.
We'll
but
check it for performance-enhancing substances, but as we move on to round number 3, we could see an upset here in the making. But round number 3 is going to determine that, because in round number 3, each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. You each give us 3 numbers. Those numbers correspond to a different corner of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Know-How Galaxy. The first question you hear is going to be worth 2 points. Your next one's worth 3 points. The last one, should we get that far, is worth 5 big points. And because Paul Preston, not the favorite, he's the challenger, but he's enjoying a 5-point lead, he is going to give us his series of numbers first. So, Paul, what numbers between 1 to 20 feel lucky to you?
3, 7, and 12.
wow.
3, 7, and 12.
All
And
right.
his fellow movie guy exhorting him on with he's a fan of those numbers.
I love numbers are great.
Whoa.
Your numbers are
4, 5, and 10.
4, 5, and 10.
Numbers,
All right, Diamond
yay!
Dave, you trail currently, so you're going to be first up here. Danielle's going to be administering your questions. Danielle, he selected number 4 for his 2-point question. What does that correspond to?
All right, well, that corresponds to the category of Pixar. And in this question, in Coco, what is the name of the famous song that Ernesto de la Cruz stole
Remember
from
Me?
Hector?
Recuérdame. Yes.
Oh, remember me.
That is correct.
2 points. He remembered it. Movie made me bawl my eyes out when I saw it.
Cry every time.
And we stay with Diamond Dave for his 3-pointer. Now, if he gets this right, we're tied. And Paul Preston is not going to have a TKO in his hands. But if he misses it, he's going to have to answer a 5-point question or face his defeat. So number 5, his category is what?
This is in the category of romance. In 2018's A Star is Born, who plays Allie's father, Lorenzo?
Oh,
Andrew
shoot.
Dice Clay.
Yeah, Finstock was talking about it a lot.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Hickory dickory, right. Oh, good work.
If there is one announcer I could rely on to do that, it would be none other than my fellow comic Danielle Radford. And so Diamond David Diamond Dice, I understand why you got that. So it is now tied at 16, and Paul Preston is now going to have to step up and answer some questions correct himself. Paul, you're going to get your 2-pointer now. And that
I will learn
is
that riff one day.
number 3 corresponds
Eyes, the
to the
opening
world
song.
of new releases. And your question is, who plays Donald Rumsfeld in the film Vice?
Steve Carell.
That is 2 points.
I wanted to see this movie, but never got a chance.
All right, Danielle, so now we go back to Diamond Dave, and it could all come down to this. This is his 5-pointer. If he gets it right, he's going to force, once again, the hand of his arch nemesis, Powder Keg. If he gets it wrong, Powder Keg is going to advance against Diamond's best wishes to the ultimate Schmoedown. Diamond, for his 5-point question, selected number 10.
10
What
point.
is that
Whoa.
category?
This is in the category of horror. Horror. In Misery, Annie knows that Paul tried to escape because of a ceramic figure of what kind of animal had been moved?
See how many animals are out there.
Why am I thinking of a giraffe?
Can you repeat the question, please?
That's the JT rule.
In Misery, Annie knows that Paul tried to escape because a ceramic figure of what kind of animal had been moved?
Two JT rules. 5.
Repeat the question.
That's a second JT rule.
In Misery, Annie knows that Paul tried to escape because a ceramic figure of what kind of animal had been moved? I'm just always happy
Nope.
to be able to
I'm
exercise
not
my
gonna pause
hua.
it.
If it's a giraffe, I will
This.
lose my shit.
This question is 5.
Who, what?
I don't expect it to be, but if it is,
Can I hear the question again, please?
Absolutely. In Misery,
Last one.
Annie knows that Paul tried to escape because a ceramic figure of what
What?
kind of animal had been moved?
That's what it. Okay, I got it. Have fun. A horse.
And your winner, Paul, the Powder Keg Preston.
Oh, look
It
at
was
these
a
two
penguin.
competitors.
Oh, a penguin.
Look at these two
It was
competitors.
a penguin. That was nice. That was a nice.
That was very nice. You
Yeah.
know, I pop hard for friendship, and in the end, even though this was contentious and Diamond Dave was trying to get Paul out,
A lot of
he
trash talk
still,
before.
a lot of trash talk. He still gave him the respect of a good old-fashioned hug.
And that was just a
Classy.
good old-fashioned slugfest for a long time. And the type of match that you don't see often, Danielle, because again, I go back to round number 2 where Paul went in there trailing.
Yep.
And Diamond Dave, I mean, he threw in a perfect round in round number 1. And then all of a sudden, Paul Preston just gets steal after steal,
Steal.
after steal. And it seems like they were trading punches, and Diamond Dave just couldn't quite recover from such a disappointing round 2 for him.
And again, we knew that going into this, he was not going to be able to move forward, but I know that his goal was to knock out Paul.
Oh,
so
he
this-
wanted this win. Make no mistake about
He
it. He
wanted
wanted this
this
one here
win.
today. So we are now going to go to our own Emma Fife, who's going to have an interview with both the winner and the loser. First up is a got to be disappointed Diamond David Del Rio. Emma, it's all yours.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fife here with David Del Rio. Tough loss today, man.
Yep.
Listen, you played a perfect round 1. We were all rooting for you, and then it all just kind of fell apart in round 2.
It's one of those things that there's just so many cast members and ensembles and different films and people that have worked together many, many times where I was just like, and you know what I was actually very excited about? I was like, I'm not going to say the butler. I'm going to say Lee Daniels, the butler. And that was really, really wrong.
You did deliver, you know what, but you delivered your incorrect answer with confidence, which really will get you further in life than actually knowing the correct answer to
getting the
things,
doggy part
in my
two.
experience.
Yes.
The actors and actresses.
We need a doggy door for
category,
crying out loud.
It's just one of those things. I was just like, you know what?
Yes, you do.
If I hear, I'm not going to be.
But it's hard to install one when the door is made of glass.
Lesson in this round.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, you know,
Here's a
going
hint, get
into
a new
round two,
door.
you get a category you're fairly confident that you're strong in, and you want to get as many points as you can, especially coming off of having such a strong round one. I mean, you played a perfect round, and you got the bonus question correct. So I totally understand where you were coming from, but yeah, I think that multiple choice might have at least prevented Paul from stealing quite as many points as he did in round two, which really was something quite remarkable. But so David, unfortunately, I think that means you're not going to qualify for the Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it was all a timing issue, and I'm literally having such a blast being part of this league, and I wish I was here for the rest of the year. But at the same time, I'm just glad that we ended up with a match of someone who earned their spot. So I'm a little proud of Powder Keg. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job, I think.
He did a great job. He was a great contender. Yeah.
And I guess we'll see him in just a little while here. But you know, I'm very sorry to not see you continuing, David. But I'm sure we will see you back in the movie Trivia Schmoedown sometime soon.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we
When
will
the
be
schedule
right back
frees
with
up.
Paul Powder Keg Preston.
What a classy guy that
Very
Diamond
classy,
Dave. You
very
know,
humble.
tipping his cap to Powder Keg, but I think that David Del Rio, he's going through what a lot of us have when you move out to LA to chase a dream. Like, look, I was one of the best rec league basketball players in the C division for a long time.
Oh, you were so good.
And then my
Racquetball, you killed it.
Stand-up comedy career got in the way, and I had to hang it up. So hopefully that's not the same for Diamond Dave. He can continue to come back when he's not on set to participate in the movie Trivia Schmoedown, because we really like having him around.
Yeah, see, I did the opposite, where my stand-up comedy career got in the way of anything that would pay me money. So I wound up having to do these things.
We are here for you today, and that check is in the mail, I assure you.
No, it's
now
not.
we go to the winner of the match with our own Emma Fife. Emma, you're talking to Paul Powderkeg Preston. He's got to be happy.
I sure am talking to Paul Powderkeg Preston. Here he is. Paul, I think we need a new nickname for you after that round two. Any like pitch me some ideas.
Well, I like Powder Keg, but the way it's slow burn, like heart attack, maybe. That's a good one. Yeah. So no, that was just fun. I mean, I like that guy. He's a good guy. You know, wherever he's going off to do whatever he's doing next. But just go do that.
Absolutely.
You need to be in the tournament.
Yeah, well, you are in the tournament, so congratulations to you on that. I mean, we got to talk about that round two a little more, though, because listen, we're going to have to talk to Frank Janish about this, but I have a feeling that's got to be some kind of record.
5 points? Yeah, well, yeah. I'll take it. Maybe the thief. Like Paul, the thief, Preston. I'll take it. There was a hum. There's a hum.
Is there like a P word for thief? You know what I mean? Paul the pilferer, Preston.
Yeah.
Thief spelled with a PH
Right on
instead of an
Harry
F?
Potter. I'm right on my Harry Potter character.
Paul
Listen,
Thief.
I know my Harry Potter, so I think you fit right in that universe there. So you've got to be feeling pretty good after.
I don't know,
How
man.
are you
Depending on how
feeling,
you spell it,
though,
people might
going
think
into
he's
round
either
two? Because
related to
I mean,
Emma
David
or something
had a
stupid
pretty
like
good
that.
lead on you in round one.
Well, first of all, I'm glad we got the vacation remake question out of the way, so that never has to be asked of me again. And I don't have to see it.
We all should just pretend that movie never happened, quite frankly. Can we just erase that from cinema history?
A win and a win. But other than that, you know, to come back like that, here, let me see your hand. Put your hand right here. All right. This is notice. All right. This is the league. It's the league on notice.
Ooh.
Dang!
Ooh.
Shots fired by new Harry Potter character Paul the Pilferer Preston.
My brother. Yeah.
So, Paul, we're definitely looking forward to seeing your continued performance here in the Schmoedown in the upcoming Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament. You've put the entire league on notice. Is there anybody that you might see in the tournament that you want to particularly take down?
Listen, it hurt to lose to Lon Harris, you know, because he's like a genius or something.
According to him, yes.
He answered a 5-pointer about Hercules. It's okay, so you don't have to be a genius. But, yeah, I'd like another shot at him. So, yeah, I mean, it was actually, when I think about it, and I spell it out in front of me and I say it out loud, a question about, you know, Roman mythology or whatever it is to a guy like him is probably, he's going to get it, even if he hadn't seen the
Greek
movie.
mythology.
So, yeah, I'd like another shot at one of them brainiacs.
All right. Well, hopefully that will happen for you. Congratulations again on your win today, Paul.
The one of
now
them,
back to you,
meaning the other, is
Danielle.
JTE.
Thank you, Emma. I really like the hand thing. I like the.
That was really good.
Like we could do like this is rye. This is turkey on rye.
Turkey on rye. We did it.
We made a sandwich. Thank you to, I guess now his new nickname would be Powder Keg Paul, the Pilferer Preston, not in prison today. That's the most alliteration that I would get an A in 10th grade composition for.
Yeah,
Look,
you did.
he was classy in victory, but also very, very confident. Do you think that he has a real shot in the Ultimate Schmoedown?
Oh, he absolutely does. We knew when he came out and he did his first solo, but that second round proves that he is able to be not only just a competitor, he is now one of the ones to beat and someone to look forward to and be afraid of if you're in this league.
Yeah, that's what's going to keep the top seeds up awake at the end of the night is when you go into an Ultimate Schmoedown and somebody can steal that many points from you in round number 2. So hats off to Paul Preston. Congratulations to Diamond Dave. Hope to see him around these parts very soon, and hope to see you around these parts very soon. Miss Danielle Radford, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Having me.
And thank you to everybody out there for joining us all over the world, and thank you especially to our patrons. Check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon right now. Maybe we say your name in a match. We send you some cool stuff. There's a lot of great tiers. Select which one is right for you. For the lovely Miss Radford, I am the not as lovely Mark Ellis, and we'll see you real soon. Keep in mind the Ultimate Schmoedown tournament right around the corner. Take us out, Danielle.
Bye.
Now, what can I find in here to make Tom Dagnino's life absolutely miserable?
Oh, God.
Hi.
Huh?
Hi.
Mara Knopik?
Speaking.
What the hell?
What are you doing down there?
That is immaterial.
I don't understand. How are you in there?
How am I in there?
Listen, let me ask you something. Since you're in here, is there anything you can do to help me destroy corruption?
I mean, humiliation and destruction are not like high up on my list of skills, but I really do want to talk to you about that title shot that I have on the table for
Right.
the Inner Geekdom Championship for that shiny new belt.
Well, I have to be frank. I'm a little disturbed by this.
Oh, you're right.
No, I'm just disturbed. And I think if you give me a little bit of time, I'll get back to you on that.
Will you though? Because I've been ghosted by a lot of league members, so it'd be cool if, you actually did.
Listen, I promise I'll get back to you. Anyone who has the last name of Knopik and who was once the engineer on the actual Enterprise always gets my attention.
Would you promise me one more thing?
Whatever you need.
Would you shut those doors? It is very bright outside.
Sure. Well, that was disturbing.
I just want to take like 5 seconds to process what we just witnessed.
Yep.
Okay, I guess Mara lives in a closet now, at the bottom shelf of said closet, which looks very uncomfortable. I mean, I know she's a tiny woman, but the fact that she still fit under there is kind of amazing, hence her nickname. That pun was not intended, it was just very fortunate. But, okay. Getting to the actual match. I mean, I knew it was going to be close. And, this is a match where both competitors should be very proud because what happened? David had the lead, even got a perfect round and the bonus. And then in round 2, just things did not go his way, and Paul ends up taking it back in the second. And then the third round, very close, very evenly matched. It came down to the 5-pointer, much like it did for Paul's most recent match before this one. So Paul earned his spot. I respect him for it. I know you kind of don't like that he has the Will Ferrell old school character vibe going for him. But, he's got his chops and he's earned his spot in this tournament. And, David, I hope he can work out a schedule. Because we've seen what happens with a lot of actors who compete in the Schmoedown. It's very hard to get them to actually show up from time to time. The fact that we've been able to get the kid, Brendan Meyer, to come so frequently is amazing, although kind of sad that the OC just got canceled. So he's out of he's out of a job either way. But yeah, we probably won't see David till next year, but when we do, it'll be a treat, as shown by this performance.
Yeah. Look, and like I said, most of my, being buffered by Paul here, it just comes from just simple overexposure. I've literally seen him in a match every single week for the last 4 weeks, and it's just like, okay, I get it. He shot all of his matches in one day, but here's the thing. I know that we'll have a couple of weeks where I don't have to see him. So when he comes back, I'll be able to just smile and be like, okay, good to have you back, Preston. But it is a little bit of a shame that David didn't pull the win because, like, he was doing so great. And I've seen this happen plenty of times where somebody has an amazing first round, but then round 2 completely screws them over, and it costs them the game. And that's exactly what happened here today.
I mean, it's happened with some of the greats in categories they consider strengths. Like Mark Riley, wasn't it scores and soundtracks earlier this year that felled him?
No, that was in the match against Andrew Guy last year.
I didn't say what the year was. I'm just saying, wasn't it scores and soundtracks that was his downfall, which is usually his upbringing. Like that's what he's strong in, and it just so happens that the questions were on his side. And also, we got to keep in mind, actors and actresses. That's a pretty broad category as is, even if that's a well that we haven't gone to that much since in the history of the Schmoedown. But still, you never know what you're going to get with it. So ballsy move by Dave. It didn't work out so much. But I look forward to seeing where Paul goes in the tournament. I look forward to seeing who he faces. I look forward to seeing what happens when David comes back, probably next year. But until then, guys, you know what to do. Click like, share, subscribe to D2A, to Dedicated to Art, and just throw those comments at us too. Like, the more feedback, the better. Let us know that we're doing a good job or a bad job, so that we can keep giving you the best product possible.
Or that we need to drink some caffeine so we can wake the hell up already.
Yeah, because neither of us were really awake today. And also check out our other shows, like the Who Cares Anyway podcast, which we will be doing later on tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. We did have a pre-recorded planned thing involving guys from Suck My Fanfic, but Chris, what happened?
The file literally corrupted right after recording. I didn't realize it till the following week, and but to make up for that, Nico and I will be doing a little bit of TV talk because, not to throw Case under the bus, but when he's around, we don't really talk TV because he's not really a TV guy. And while I'm not either, there is actually a lot of programming coming this fall that I actually want to give some thoughts on. And I know that Nico, obviously being the TV guy of the channel, he's got some thoughts that we're going to throw out there as well. And of course, we'll talk about the movie news and throw some cracks at some conspiracy theories involving certain someone's demise over the past week. But until then, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, and Discord at Skywalker Doman. You guys can follow this very channel on Twitter and Instagram at D2A Channel. Please like our Facebook page. And stay tuned for all of the greatness that will be coming back.
And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nico Suave Rigoli, or just Nico Suave with 4 random English numbers at the end on Discord, Instagram, and Snapchat coming soon. So stay tuned. Combat Wrestling Trivia on Facebook, Combat Wrestling Network on YouTube. The poorly made Twitter handle is at Combat Wrestlin, the number 2. There's no letter G. Right here on Dedicated to Art and all the places Chris just said. Rolling Crits on YouTube, at Rolling Crits on Instagram. You guys know my friends are still figuring this out. If you're in the New Kensington, Alcoa area tonight, Saturday, and Sunday, go check out a local arts festival that my cousin Zach Zamponia is running. Also, if you have any artwork, please bring it to Saturday. And free of charge. He'll let you set it up. He just wants to make the community as great a place as possible. Shameless plug. But until then, you guys know what to do. Take care.
Yeah.